Joining us now on the Rush Radio show, the one, the only head coach of the Drake Bulldogs, Ben McCollum. How many interviews have you done since the selection show? Like 50?
Way too many. No, it's good. We've done. I told my SID. I said, man, I mean, golly. So no, it's good. I think we've done 10, 12, 15, somewhere in that range. So it is what it is. It's just, knock them out, and it's a good thing. You want to promote Drake, you want to promote the success of our kids, and so you just do as many as you can.
Yeah, I won't ask you what the dumbest question you've been asked yet. It'll probably come from me because
probably come from us.
Yeah, probably come from us.
Those are the better questions anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, McCollum, is it Irish, and do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
It is Scottish.
Oh,
It's like if you're not Scottish, you're crap. The old Saturday Night Live. Is that what it comes from?
I think so. Yeah,
I think it's Michael Myers or something like that. There you go. So that's a great question. Yeah. No, we have the former media relations guy at UNI is named Colin McDonough, and he was at Northwest Missouri State with me, and that was our thing, is that we're both Scottish. So it's fun stuff.
Okay, so I have this argument with my best friend all the time. If William Wallace and Maximus got in a fight, who would win?
William Wallace, just toughness wise.
Yep. See, you and I fall in the same boat, and he's Scottish, by the way. So
yeah, no, he is for sure. That takes the cake. You did it.
There we go. I did it.
Right.
I did it.
On the dumbest question, I like it. That's good.
All right, there we go.
Those are my style anyway.
We were watching the you've known you're going to be in the NCAA tournament for a week, but you had the big crowd, and when you see your name get called, just to watch your players, to watch that crowd, and really a first time for you because this is the tournament. What was that feeling? Even just, you knew you were in, but what's that feeling to see your name get called?
It's pretty neat. I think that for me, I instantly start to figure out how you're going to try to win the game. And that's what that's just in the nature of who I am. So you probably get a 10-second deal, and then you're focused. It is really intense though. It's kind of funny as the names pop up. It's a little different than Division II, and because you want a good matchup, meaning, the one thing that we didn't want, and I'm not saying this matchup's good because it certainly isn't. I don't think there's any good matchups in the NCAA tournament, but the one thing you didn't want is somebody that plays exactly like you. You want contrasting styles in these tournament settings just to see what wins. And so, I think St. Mary's was maybe a 7 seed. And so you're a little worried about playing them, but you don't get to choose, and everybody's good this time of year. And, Mizzou is really good, really well coached, really physical, really athletic. So it's going to be tough.
Can I ask about that, Coach? You say you don't want to play somebody who plays like you. You don't want to see a team. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I just always like the contrasting styles. I think it's more fun for fans. One, I think it's more fun for our guys too. It's just, we play a different style. Everybody says it's slow, and I guess technically it is. We're just trying to get a good shot though. We're trying to get more efficient than anything else. And so, now we're playing a team that plays elitely fast and is efficient and athletic. And so, it's, they got a lot of things that are difficult for us, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun challenge for us.
All right. So what was that first thing when you see Missouri pop up and you say you got that 10 seconds of like, okay, there's Drake, we're in, this is cool. What's your first reaction on Missouri?
I don't know anything about them. Well, now I do,
okay.
But I didn't at that point. So,
okay,
I've casually watched them. Yeah, they're an SEC team, so they're going to play fast. They're going to be athletic. They're going to be tough. I know Coach Gates pretty well. He's a great person. Does a really good job with his team, and they're very bought in. So it's going to be a tough game.
Were you surprised? I mean, was that hard to wait a week? The Big 12 goes up until Saturday, the Big 10 and SEC, ACC this week. Is it hard to wait that week, not knowing anything? You're just like, okay, I guess we're going to go practice, but we have no idea who we're going to play. How hard is that week leading up to finding out who you got to play?
Yeah, it wasn't ridiculously hard. It's a good break. I don't know if it will impact us on Thursday or not. Meaning I don't know. Just the layoff. Do you get out of rhythm? Do you get out of flow? I don't know. People have asked that before, and I just, I've never had a week and a half off. So and I'll be curious to see what happens. I mean, we just got to go in and be us and compete and fight and see what happens.
Week and a half off as the wife and kids like, okay, Dad, you got to go back to work. Okay, we need you out of here.
Yeah, it was a good break for just my wife and kids and just being around a little bit more. I think sometimes when I know I have a game coming, I get bored and I get kind of unfocused, and so maybe that was it. But it's hard. This is hard on families. Coaching profession is, and obviously at these levels and particularly Power Four, you make a lot of money, so it comes with it. But it does impact your family a lot more than you think, and even just reading everything about your dad and that sort of thing is tough. It's been that way for years, but our family seems to handle it. My wife does a great job, and she kind of runs the show here anyway, which is good for us.
What's the travel plans here, Coach? You guys taking off tomorrow down to Wichita?
Yeah, we'll fly out tomorrow, and then we'll be there for the duration.
At least you don't have to bus. I remember a time that it's Wichita. We could just bus you down. It's closer.
Yeah, I mean it's it just makes you feel a little more big time. I think it's a 5-hour trip, and I'm used to those kind of trips at Division II anyway, so it wouldn't really matter to me. I think it's just what you do at this level, and yeah, charter's fun. I will say this: that's of all the differences between Division I and Division II, charter flights is an absolute game changer. Like it's different now. It's you like getting the first one was to Valpo, and we finally got up to where we were supposed to be in the air, and then all of a sudden we're coming back down, and you're like, we're here? Like this is supposed to be an 8-hour drive, and we're there in 45 minutes, and then the bus sits right there on the runway, and you're just like, okay, this is a little bit different. I enjoy this right here. So that's the biggest difference in regards to the travel and stuff like that.
Coach, we have to ask the question because you mentioned your kids reading about you. You're one of the most popular names on any sports website right now when it comes to coaching searches. And this is going to be a weird time because you're preparing and your name's thrown out there. Do you just get like you have your cell phone, you get a burner phone and say, hey, somebody else answer this, and that's who has the number? I mean, because Lord knows it's ringing off the hook.
Yeah, for probably 6 or 7 years, it's been very similar with different types of deals that come up, and and they came and went a lot of times, whether it's me or them or whatever it may be. I think it's the nature of this profession. I think first off, half the stuff that you read on Twitter isn't true anyway. That every once in a while they'll pop something on something true, but I don't pay attention to it. I specifically don't get on. Especially now because it's Lent too. And, one of my buddies is always, you get 15 minutes of social media time during Lent. And so, you just try to avoid that stuff unless some of my buddies, but my buddies will send me stuff. And it's like, dude, like, I don't need to read this right now. So, we stay pretty present. I think that the team came here and all my guys understand that I'm loyal to them, and you always have to do that. And that's why I think guys are loyal to me as well. So I stay pretty focused.
I love that like all of us, Coach, you've got that text group of buddies who just probably don't let you take yourself too seriously. I was going to joke with you. I hope you got an attorney because I've seen on Twitter that you've already signed. You're already the head coach at like 4 different universities, Coach. So
yeah, no, I've got my other shirts underneath here, so we're good. It is fascinating, and it's what creates some excitement though for whatever it is, and I don't know. It's just like we were D2 Drake for a while. Then my buddies would send me that too. It was just like, okay, well, we'll see what D2's about. And so,
it's interesting you say that because I saw that a lot, and I'm like, I don't know whether I know the purpose behind it, But did the D2 Drake bother you in any way? Because it kind of, as a person, I've followed Drake since I was a teenager living in Omaha, and I'd watch the Creighton and Drake matchups. Did the D2 moniker bother you at all when it said D2 Drake?
Bother me? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. None of that stuff really bothers me. The only thing that ever bothers me, and it doesn't bother me, it's just I don't like people talking about my players. I don't like that. Only if it impacts them. Like, man, okay, we don't need to do that. I just I don't know. I'm pretty protective of my staff. I'm pretty protective of my players. Protective of my family. For me, it's like the D2 Drake thing. I don't know. I don't really care.
Right.
I don't
Well,
like good. And so then you use it as motivation. Maybe you save receipts, like the kid said. And I save some receipts. I'm not afraid to save them, and make sure that people understand that good. Yeah, no, it is what it is.
He was talking about one of your players last week. We had Jeff Goodman on, one of the probably most famous college basketball writers. He was talking about Bennett Sturts, and he said if there's one player in the whole country that he would pursue in the transfer portal, it would be him. It was a compliment.
He said his favorite player in the country.
Yes.
Yeah. He said his favorite player in the country.
Yeah. No. And he was second team all league at D2. So all of a sudden he got better. No, Bennett's a good player. I think the only reason is we had the MVP of the league on our team last year. So we had a kid that was 6'7" shooter, kind of a hybrid, could play multiple positions. And so he was MVP of the league last year at Northwest. And then, they just didn't put 2 on. So he ended up second team. But yeah, I mean, Bennett's good. I mean, Bennett's, I think his greatest strength is his humility. And, anytime you have that kind of humble heart, you can improve constantly. He also knows who he is, and it doesn't change. And that's really tough in today's climate, is because you can believe a lot of the poison and the noise that is associated with it, and you can get distracted and you forget exactly, what you're convicted to do. And he loves basketball. He loves to play basketball. And he stays completely and totally focused on just that. And it's a blessing for him that his family allows him to do that, and doesn't allow him to get caught in all the noise that's associated with it. So he's definitely right, but that would require him to get in the transfer portal, Jeff. So
that's touche, as they say.
No, Jeff's awesome. He's a good one. So I'm just messing with him.
He is. Yeah. He's a good guy.
Coach, I think you've got a good perspective on that. That it's his job, and that he's not talking about him in a bad way. I love what you said about the family, and just your tone of. I think we can all appreciate what you're kind of putting down there. That this is a weird time. You got kids, you got a wife, you got a family. You, like all of us, man. You're thinking about schools and them and a lot of stuff. So best of luck to you through this. And most importantly right now, best luck against Missouri.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you having me on. And I appreciate the good questions. The tough questions, the Scottish questions. That's fantastic.
I could have just come out and said, "Are you taking the Iowa job? Are you taking the Iowa job?" That's what I did.
You can ask that all you want. There's nothing there. So
how about this, Coach? Will you do the hat thing when you do finally, if you decide?
Yeah. Now you guys are a complete mess. Yeah. No,
okay. I do have one more serious question for you.
Yeah.
It is serious. You had so much success at the D2 level, which is awesome. Do you think that prepares you, because you've been in that big environment in the D2, that it makes you prepare a team better for the NCAA tournament?
I do. I think seeing multiple styles of basketball prepares us. So, we've seen pressure, we've seen zones, we've seen presses, we've seen packed in defenses, we've seen junk defenses, we've seen it all, and we've done it all with different lineups. And so that certainly prepares us. Playing in the NCAA tournament, playing on national TV certainly helps us at Division II, because we played on national TV a few times there as well. So Yeah, I think I know, Brian and I, was one of the best athletic directors in the country, in my mind. When he hired Coach DeVries, he hired him, and I actually interviewed for the job at that point, and ended up going with DeVries, which is fine, and all that. I think those extra years at Northwest actually helped me even more because we won 3 more national titles after that. And I've adapted to more personnel. I've been in more game experience, and so sometimes it's good to get yourself. I thought I was ready then, and then you take the job, and then you're so ready, and that's kind of the gift that I was given in regards to that.
Excellent stuff, Coach. Congratulations. Travel safe, and go get Missouri.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks. All right,
Thank
thanks.
you, Coach, so much.